Well, good day, my friends. We are back in Minnesota at the Mall of America. Been here a couple of times before. There's always something fascinating to see here. Today I want to tell you an interesting story about a place, a business in here, and how it all got started, and it actually ended up getting started right in here, inside the Mall of America. Daze with Jordan the Lion. It begins right now. Good day, Katie. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We have been to the Mall of America before, and today what I want to do is go to an eatery because we were reading about how the Rainforest Cafe started, and it's got a pretty fascinating story. And like I said, it actually started in here with, at the time, live animals.
Yes.
So Steven Schussler was the man who came up with this ingenious idea, and he actually started it in his home first. He came up with an idea for a restaurant that had a rainforest theme with actual animals, and he decided the best way to show people what he was talking about was to build it in his home. So before even the Mall of America location, he came up with the concepts of the animatronics, the live animals in his home. Even though it's still here in the Mall of America, it's on a different floor than it originally started. The mall opened in 1992 and the restaurant moved in here in 94. When it moved in, 3-hour wait. Wow, last time we were here, this was a bustling Barbie cafe, probably celebrating the movie, and it was just packed with people with reservations and everything, and it's done, it's closed. Here we are. You can see a bevy of themed restaurants, from Jimmy Buffett's Margaritaville to Rainforest Cafe, where we're going today, even Bubba Gump. And it all started kind of with these guys. They were some of the earliest themed restaurants. Here it is today. Not bad for starting in 94, having locations all over the world, and it started in a Minneapolis man's home. He came up with this idea and thought, you know, he actually said it was kind of like Field of Dreams. I thought, if I build it, they will come. And so that's exactly what he did. He started basically using every penny he had to install artificial waterfalls tumbling down from custom rock formations, animatronic, crocodile bob their heads inside the water. He had speakers piped through the whole house, doing thunderstorms and rainstorms. He had 40 tropical birds, 2 150-pound tortoises, a baboon, an iguana, and a bevy of tropical fish. Along with, on his roof, he had a bar. He was breeding butterflies to see if the butterflies would attack people's food. And he ended up racking up such a big electric bill that his neighbors thought that he was building some sort of satanic cult temple. And the electric company actually thought he was growing weed because he was using so much energy. So the DEA came and raided his house to find out what he was doing. So he tried to get investors and finally found a guy who invested in casinos to come to his house and check out what he was doing. And when the guy saw what he was doing, he came back a couple more times and then decided to invest $1.5 million in this idea. And when it started here, they had live birds.
There's a place nearby where you can dine in what feels like a very remote part of our planet, the Rainforest Cafe.
So they not only had animatronics, but they had a talking tree, which I believe is still in here.
Occasional tropical storms. Everything about this place, even the aroma, which is formulated from natural floral extract, creates a rainforest experience.
They had animal wranglers and animal trainers that would bring out birds throughout the entire time that you were here.
The ability to say something once and never say it again.
That was one of the things that they really, in the early days, championed, was they wanted the live animals. Even if it cost them money, they felt like it was worth it because just the revenue that it brought in from people wanting to see it was worth it. But then eventually, when the company was sold and the new company bought it, the first thing they did was say that was like too much and they got rid of all the live animal attraction stuff. And it's too bad. He said at the time the man who created this said that, you know, you had to have like somebody that knew how to fix animatronics on the payroll and had them here all the time, because he said if anything, even like a gorilla's arm quit moving, it had to be fixed right away that day. So let's go in and check out this experience. When Michael Jackson came here, it's a real funny story. He came here on a luncheon for, I think it was Make-A-Wish, and he was mesmerized by the talking tree and stood there for 10 minutes watching the tree. Let's go on in. Of course, they're a bevy of gifts. And the whole theme, you just have that, you feel like you're in a rainforest. And look up there at the snow leopard. There, he's moving around a little bit. Here's the talking tree. Look at the snake up there moving around right over Katie's head. So, like every 17 minutes, the lightning will go off and the tree will start talking and moving its eyes and things like that. So that's the kind of stuff we want to see. And throughout the whole restaurant, as you walk around, you'll see that there's animatronics just everywhere up here. That monkey was just moving around. Look at him. I heard you just talked, friend. Katie, you said I missed him. What did he say?
Oh, her name is Tracy Tree.
Oh, okay.
She was welcoming us to the rainforest.
Ah. Sorry, I thought you were a male.
Giving you the death glare.
I know.
My name is Tracy Tree, and I was born in the rainforest. Do you know what a rainforest is?
No.
It's a wonderful place filled with lush plants, thick trees, and exotic animals. Rainforests can be found all over the world, too, from South America to the United Kingdom, even Asia.
Kind of reminds you of Mecca High, Mecca Hiney Ho. Uh-oh. And if this kind of stuff's any indication of what his house looked like, I can totally understand why they thought it was like a cult temple or something like that. I'll tell you, we're here at 12:30 in the afternoon, and even now there's a wait. It's a 45-minute wait, so we're gonna eat at the bar. But yeah, when this first opened, it was a 3-hour wait for a long time. Oh, look at that. There's an Olmec. He probably talks also. Oh, look here back by the bathrooms. Oh, here's our rainstorm. That is awesome. That's about every 15 minutes. And they have a themed menu also. So they have a lot of pastas and sandwiches and things like that, but all themed like the restaurant. Safari names. Lots of animatronics. So if you go in the patio section out here, that's pretty open. And I love down at the end, they have an animatronic butterfly. I thought that was such a cool story. He loved the idea of the live animals so much. That was actually why he left the company. He said when they were gonna do that, he didn't want to do it anymore. That was, in his mind, that was a big part of the charm, was people coming and seeing the live animals. And so when he was breeding these, he was breeding butterflies, like thousands of them. The purpose was to see how they would react around people and food being served. So kind of inventive. This place is fantastic. Just look at that. Animatronics everywhere, moving around constantly. The next best thing to going to the zoo. And it's raining out today, so this was a good option for us. Katie, don't be alarmed at that monkey swinging right over your head back there. So far, no attacks. They have a pretty good record. So there, you can get that themed cup with your drink here. They'll show you a little bit of the tropical drink selections. Good selection of margaritas, Panama Punch. Think of that, 30 wild years. It's pretty cool. I mean, to think of like somebody just coming up with this idea in their house going like, hey, what if there was a restaurant that you could feel like you were in the safari in a rainforest, but you didn't have to go to the actual rainforest and it came to you. Now it's owned by, you know, like a chain conglomerate and everything. So there you go, Island Hopper chicken and shrimp, Southern Cross lasagna, volcano cake. Yeah, apparently in the early days they also had a volcano here that erupted. The early incarnation. Jamaican Me Crazy pork chops. Rainforest tsunami cake. And then you get the normal stuff too. Like I said, they have pastas and soups and salads and sandwiches and burgers and all that stuff too. It's a little pricey, but hey, you know what? You're paying for the atmosphere. This is like a amusement park kind of deal. Now, like I mentioned, they originally had live animals. As far as I know, there is one location that does still have live birds, and it's the Anaheim location. And the reason that is because it was contractual to the restaurant as terms of the sale, was that one would continue to have the live birds. So if it's still around, I've been to that one many years ago. In the early 90s, that was kind of like the birth of theme restaurants like Planet Hollywood and all those kind of things. And so this was a really early,
Absolutely.
yeah, early one of those.
I mean, it was also, I remember being a kid and going to things like this. Literally across the way is Bubblegum Shrimp. So imagine a time.
And Margaritaville.
And Margaritaville. So it's just something that, it was a little escape from reality. You could come here with your family and it was like being in a different world. So I remember being a kid, and a couple times a year, Mom and Dad would take us out to something like this, and we would always look forward to it. So that was big for us.
All right, he's waking it up. Wonder if we're getting a storm coming. I told you they thought that the DEA actually thought he was growing drugs there because of how much power he's using. He's using 3,700 power cords. and it was to power the sound system, the lights, the fog machines, the animatronics. So you can imagine he was having a $2,000 a month electric bill at the time, and that would have been 92, 93 when he was developing this. He did not want it sold to Landry's, who owns it now. They own a lot of restaurants, and they're the ones that made all the cuts to his menu and his concept. And he said that he actually begged them to not sell it to them, and it was sold anyway.
Yes. Okay. I think we'll also do the shrimp spaghetti flatbread, and that'll be it.
So we actually got an appetizer, which was a Korean chicken wrap kind of deal, and it smells amazing, I'll tell you that.
And then one of these is going to be ridiculously hot.
Or fall in one of our laps knowing our history. One of the main reasons I wanted to come here was just I love that story about Michael Jackson just being so entranced with that tree. Probably used to say a lot more, because feels like I read that it was originally located kind of in the center of the restaurant. It was more of a main attraction, so it doesn't seem to be anymore. It's right at the front when you walk in. The old Mick. That was a quick storm. Now the blue lights come out, now the sun's coming out a little bit. So after Schussler got out of, working with Rainforest Cafe altogether, what do you think he did?
I don't know. He doesn't seem like the type who would have just kind of retired and like picked back. He probably found something else that kind of took up his time like this.
He created another restaurant like this, except it was called the T-Rex Cafe, and it was just like this but themed with dinosaurs. And then that was eventually sold as well. And then he wrote a book about his life, telling all these experiences and all the stories. This place is an amazing experience if you can ever make it here. If you're ever near Minneapolis, Bloomington, Minnesota, definitely check out the Rainforest Cafe. Just looking at me the way Jaw looks at me. And if you need a cool souvenir to take home, of course they have those. And of course, first location was Mall of America because it was the biggest mall ever. Speaking of throwback to the 90s, jean jacket. And we're out of here. Fun experience.
Hello, I'm Tracy Tree. Did you know that rainforests are home to more than half of the world's animals? How many different animals can you spot right here in our Rainforest Cafe?
One big moving snake right beside the tree, that's one. Yeah, this was a fantastic experience. It's one of those things you pay a little extra for. Uh-oh, he looks like he's gonna spray something at me. I'll warn you, they get a big line, like I said earlier, so you can do reservations in the evening. Definitely do it if you're planning on coming here, because the line and the wait can be extreme. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed our day here at the Rainforest Cafe. Location of the, well, once it was out of his house, the original started here in the Mall of America, and it's still going strong today, so come on out and enjoy it. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Have a great night and goodbye.